I guess the first thing to say is congratulations. I know this was a really big day for you and a really important day. You kind of had this interesting situation where everyone's looking at you at the floor of Congress. I know that I'm sure you want to serve a full 2 years, a full term right from the start, but to have that moment, I'm sure was really special for you.
Well, it's certainly unique. As for members who come in during a special election, you get sworn in front of everybody, and you also get to give a small speech to the entire floor. So it certainly was an exciting moment. Great to have my wife and family all there with me. It's a memory I'll never forget.
And I know you made a special gesture too, as well, to the former Speaker Kevin McCarthy, and of course the man who was previously in your role. What did that mean to have him there with you and to be supportive of you in that way?
Well, he's certainly a longtime friend and mentor, and the fact that he was there to share that moment with me, it made it extra special. He has served our community for decades, has been a tremendous advocate for the Central Valley, and so he deserves that recognition.
Well, and speaking of serving the community, I'm sure the thing that you've been chomping at the bit for are committee assignments, where you're going to serve and how you're going to make an impact and hit the ground running, as you said before. So let's go over the committee assignments. What's so important about the ones that you were assigned to?
Well, less than 24 hours after we were sworn in, we were appointed to the Transportation and Infrastructure Committee, as well as the Science, Space, and Technology Committees. And as we all know, as we travel throughout the 20th Congressional District, we have tremendous highway needs. We have tremendous infrastructure needs when it comes to our bridges and our airports. When it comes to our supply chain, this has been an area I've worked on when I was in the state assembly. But 40% of the products and goods that come into the United States come through our ports. And when you look at our farmers and our ranchers and our small businesses, we export a tremendous amount as well. So when we talk about supporting our economy, not only locally, but as a state and as a country, we need to harden our supply chain. So this committee, when being on transportation and infrastructure, allows me to focus on those key issues. This is an area that I'm very familiar with, serving on the Assembly Transportation Committee. And of course, when it comes to commercial space flight, when it comes to aviation, when it comes to innovation in our district, being on the Science, Space, and Technology Committees will be tremendous. The Mojave Spaceport, NASA Armstrong, China Lake, Edwards Air Force Base, the amount of innovation that happens not only in East Kern County, but when you talk about agriculture, when you talk about energy, there's a tremendous amount of research and development that's being done. So being able to be on that committee and advance the priorities of the Central Valley, that will be critical.
Well, I was going to say too, neither of those committees have the word necessarily, agriculture in it, but a lot of the technologies that we see, and of course through both the Technologies Committee and then through transportation as well, kind of go hand in with agriculture. And I'm sure, it's important that you have those relationships that you've already seemed to foster with your neighboring congressmen, both Valadeo and Overall Republicans, and then Jim Costa, you said you'd like to work with as well up north.
Absolutely. We, as I've spent the past few days and of course the past few weeks building those relationships, a lot of relationships I've already had, but of course meeting members across the country, everyone has been super supportive. We're working on legislation right now in a number of areas, but again, my focus has always been to ensure that our region has the most effective voice possible. We are hitting the ground running. We are meeting with members of Congress, making sure that they understand our needs throughout the 20th Congressional District, whether it's our military installations, whether it's our education needs, supporting our schools and our colleges, whether it's our healthcare needs and supporting our hospitals, our infrastructure when it comes to water, roads, transportation. We are having all those conversations right now. When we talk about forest management, those conversations are being had. So we are doing everything we can to ensure that the time that we have right now, and of course we expect to be reelected in November, but we're going to make sure that as all these challenges that our state and country face, we're going to try to deliver real results for our region.
What's your relationship been like so far with Speaker Johnson and GOP majority leadership?
Oh, well, Speaker Johnson has been a great friend and a huge supporter of us. So he was the one that swore us in, was able to spend some time with him this week. And so we're going to utilize that relationship, and he's offered his support in the work that we're doing. And we're working with both sides of the aisle and to ensure that we meet the needs of the Central Valley.
And you've talked about this before, and I know we've talked about it before a number of times, going from the minority to the majority here, but it's also a very tight majority, of course, maybe even more partisan as far as the divide, at least from the outside looking in, that it seems. I guess what have you experienced so far, and maybe dispel the notion that maybe it's not that way? Obviously, you've talked about your relationship with Jim Costa, and of course, having to work with other districts that maybe are thought to be toss-up districts or ones that could go Republican or Democrat to work with representatives that are looking to find real solutions.
Well, I've had meetings with both sides of the aisle this week, and we'll continue to build on those relationships. A lot of members of the assembly that I served with on the other side of the aisle are here in Congress, and so we are doing everything we can to build a coalition bigger than we've ever built before to ensure that the Central Valley's needs are met. And so, coming from Sacramento and coming now in Washington D.C., those dynamics have not changed. Those relationships only are stronger, and we're gonna work our tail off to ensure that we deliver real results for our region.
And last couple questions for you. What for you has been the biggest difference? Obviously, it's only been a few days, but to see it from the perspective of working under, whether it was back in the day for Representative Thomas to Speaker McCarthy, what's the difference now with you being the person who's on the title on the desk that says Representative Fong versus a staffer?
Well, I mean, the buck stops with me, and there's a lot of work to be done. I mean, every term is different. I've served in times of surplus. I've served in times of deficit. I've dealt with a crisis when it comes to earthquakes, when it comes to pandemics, when it comes to wildfires. So every time is unique, but we are living in a very chaotic time. Our state and our country is in crisis. We have a number of challenges growing all in real time, and we have to address these challenges head on. We have to be adults in the room and deliver real solutions. And so this is a very weighty and heavy responsibility that now is before us, serving in Congress. And I do not take this responsibility lightly. And so we're going to do everything we can to put forward common sense solutions and try to bring that common sense to a very chaotic time.
Right. Well, I have to ask you, from common sense, I guess, to a sense of humor. Can you explain Congressman on Instagram?
That has been a nickname that has been given to me by a number of friends of mine over the past few months, and so I guess that it's caught on to the point where we've now taken it as our own. So people have joked and called me the Congressman, and so now that's our new Instagram handle.
Perfect. Well, sounds good. Thank you so much for giving us some of your time today, and we look forward to speaking with you more often as again, as you're now serving as our representative here for the 20th District.
I appreciate it. Thanks, Will.
Hi, I'm Rochelle Murcia with Eyewitness News Bakersfield Now on YouTube. Thank you for checking out our YouTube channel, where we have tons of great content to choose from. While you're here, go ahead and click on the subscribe button right there. That way you can stay up to date on all the things related within Kern County. Thanks for watching.